All right, joining us now on Inside TBT. I think it's safe to say the best scorer in the planet, Marcus Keene from Sideline Cancer, the night before the championship game of TBT. Marcus, how you feeling right now?
Man, I'm feeling good. It's exciting to be here. The last two teams left, and to just be able to play for, something bigger than us. For Sideline Cancer, and for actual a big amount of prize. It's you got the jitters and stuff, but I'm excited. I'm ready.
Marcus, congratulations on being the guest we've had on most, 100%. We had you before the TBT, three times during the TBT. Will be 5.
Yeah.
We've had John Diebler on like 3 times for a different podcast, but you blow him out of the water now. How does that feel?
Man, it's crazy talking to you guys, man. I talk to y'all almost every day, so it's cool, man. Looking at the game, it was on Zoom, so it's cool, talking to y'all too.
Before we get to the championship game, I want to talk a little bit about yesterday's game, and now when this comes out, it'll be 2 days ago's game. The game against Overseas Elite, it looked like you guys were going to lose that game. They pulled away, but no way was Marcus Elam, as Seth Greenberg likes to call him, going to go away easy. How'd you guys claw back into it?
We just at halftime, coach, he said the reason why we was losing is because we wasn't moving the ball. Everybody was one shot pass or one dribble. So he was like, if we start trusting each other and trusting our teammates, then we will, we'll start making the shots that we was missing and we'll open up the game. And then, I just got in the rhythm early, and then my teammates just told me to keep it going. In the third quarter to keep it going. And I knew as soon as I started making shots, I felt like when I started making shots early, it was giving our team confidence in that third quarter that we could come back and we can win this game. And then, Mo eventually ended up tying it up in the fourth quarter or something like that. So once we tied it up at like 57-57, we was like, look, we're here now. And now it's whoever's game is going to be. And so we just, we slowed down in the second half and we started, making shots and, moving the ball and executing. And that's right. We got back in the game.
Last question we'll ask you about the previous game, just because, we know that game's over with. You've moved on. You're focused. All your attention on the next one. But was that one of the greatest games you've ever been a part of? Where does that rank?
Nah, honestly, that's like a top 5. That's a top 5 overall game. Like just overall, the game. It would have been crazy if we had a crowd and stuff. I know the atmosphere would have been crazy, but just the intensity level in that game, it was different out there on that court. And I wish people could feel it how I felt it, because it was like, that felt like a championship game right there too. You know what I'm saying? So I can only imagine what tomorrow is gonna really feel like.
How hungover were you this morning?
Not hungover at all. I don't drink like that, man. So I'm locked in. It was one day off, and then we play tomorrow. So I'll probably get some drinks and stuff after tomorrow. We win it all. So I'll probably lose. If we lose too, I'll be feeling sad too. Might want something to drink. But yeah.
Just know, only one of us is in Columbus. So after you guys win tomorrow or lose, but we don't need to talk about that. Just know I'm down the street. Shoot me a text. We can either celebrate or drink it away.
I'm out the bubble. Yeah, I'm out the bubble tomorrow.
Have you felt like the bubble has been bad, or has it really not been that bad for you?
No, it's not that bad. I think you just take it back to AAU tournaments, AAU days, or where like you can't leave and go outside, but you kind of got everything inside. You know what I mean? Like, what would we really do outside? Yeah, go to some bars and accidentally catch the virus. You know what I'm saying? So it's not much we could do anyway. So just staying inside, playing 2K with your teammates, resting, practice, gym time. Like, you do stuff throughout the day to get your time going by. So, yeah.
Who's the best 2K player on the team?
Mo Creek. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Mo Creek, Mo money. Mo Creek, Mo money.
Yeah, Mo is the best. I'm second though, but he's number 1.
So obviously you've had an outstanding tournament. I think you might be the favorite for tournament MVP. We'll see what happens in the game. Have you heard from any coaches or teams around the world that are interested in your services?
Yeah, I was just telling you, I just talked to a coach in Poland, a team that's about to play in Champions League. So I just got off the phone with him. My agent said, some other teams around the world have been calling, and very interested in me after seeing me play and stuff like that. So, but I mean, he was like, we'll talk more after the tournament. He didn't want, to get my mind into like where I would be going next or who's watching. Just go out there and continue to play my game, and then we'll talk about what's next for me after. But he did say, people were contacting him and stuff. No
So
NBA
let's talk
team,
about.
What you know what? You leave that to us. We'll get you on NBA
Oh,
team.
yeah. Your agent. I'm sure your agent does a great job, but you just met us and we work wonders. So
Joey, you ask your question. While you ask your question, I'm gonna tweet in all caps, Marcus Keene is an NBA player, and tag a bunch of the NBA teams. Joey, you ask your question.
Yeah. So moving forward, we got to talk about the game tomorrow. Obviously, we don't want your game plan. We don't care about your game plan. You know that. You know us.
Yeah.
But what do you think about Marquette Eagles, the Golden Eagles? What comes to mind about the team?
They tough, and I say they got a lot of guys that can create for others and themselves. And I feel like that's what's going to be big tomorrow is, containing dribble penetration, containing the scores that they have and not letting them get easy looks or downhill drives. And then just also thinking like, when we see Marquette, they're the ones that knocked us out last year. So, we got that on our mind, and we know that they took money out of our pocket last year, we would advance to Chicago. So we don't want that to happen again. So I feel like we have that in our mind. And I know we're going to come out there and play as hard as we can. And, I mean, it's going to be a dogfight game. So.
Is there anyone on that team that you're worried about? Like, if they get hot, this one could be over quickly.
No, I'm not worried about no one, but I mean, you got to respect everyone. But I mean, Bikes is nice, and the four-man, I forgot what the four-man name is. The one that lit us up.
Jamil Wilson.
Yeah, the one that
every time he shoots, I think it's going in.
Yeah, he lit us up last year. So I mean, those two guys, I feel like that's the engine of their team, along with DJO. But I mean, you just gotta lock in. You gotta lock in on those guys. But I mean, look, if one of them get going, then we have to figure something out.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead, Joey. Joey, all you.
I mean, okay. We've kind of asked you this before, probably in a poor way, because in the after game interviews we're too jacked up to really ask good questions. But do you ever selfishly go into a game and think, this is my matchup, I just want to beat him?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I had all the matchups lined up. Marcus Thornton, Tyrese Rice, Pooh Jeter, Bobby Brown. Yeah, I had all those matchups lined up because those are guards that, older than me that are around my size, who have played in either high-level Europe, CBA, NBA, all the places that I want to get to. So, yeah, I got every time I seen that, and that was my matchup, I took, a lot of pride in each matchup in each game that we played against. But there was no disrespect to those guys. I just want to get to where they've been already.
If you could describe how you're feeling going into tomorrow and when people listen to this, tonight's championship game, one feeling, what would you say?
Man, just happy that we in the championship game. Just happy that I didn't play 4 games on ESPN, or that, with the 5th one coming up tonight. And so just, being happy to still play the game and the love and the whole world is watching.
Do you think that if you would have gotten to play Heard That and beaten at Elmore, that you would have a better chance of making it in the NBA, or no?
No.
Did you watch those games at all, and what did you think of that?
Yeah, I watched those games, yeah. And I know I think Heard That messed up where I know like they probably did it because they was putting that guy versus Joe Johnson. And he started off Joe Johnson early, and Joe Johnson was cooking. And I feel like Joe Johnson got his rhythm, which is the reason why he had that rhythm the whole game. And we wasn't going to do that. We put our toughest defender on him and just made him work from the beginning.
What did you think about just Elmore in general? Like, is that funny to you? Or as a player in the tournament, are you like, this dude is I mean, like, you see what I'm doing? Like, why is this dude getting all the publicity? Do you even care about that?
Nah, not at all. But at the same time, what he never played. Did he? I didn't know. I don't know much about his story. I just know that he doesn't play basketball or stuff, but he's still good or whatever. I don't know what his story was, but I knew it had some type of background to it. But
so he played at Marshall with his brother John, but he is not a professional player by any means.
But that's what's good about the tournament though, is that you don't have to be a professional to play in. It's like there's a lot of guys that I know personally who aren't professional basketball players who should be or who could play in this tournament and hold their own. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's all that shows is that, you know, he doesn't have to be a professional basketball player to know how to play the game. And, you know, this is a tournament that anybody can play in. So why not?
I mean, you're looking at two guys that fit the exact mold.
Yeah,
so,
if you can hoop, you can hoop.
Exactly. Don't be surprised when you're facing us in the first round next year.
Yes.
Can we get a go ahead.
I would get a low seed. Hopefully we'll get a high seed. We won't get the.
Well, I mean, if we're on the team, then we're not getting a high seed. So,
Marcus, can we get a point prediction from you for tomorrow? Because when you predicted the Elam ending game winner for round 1, it worked out pretty well.
I want to say Sideline Cancer. We win between 4 and 6 points.
All right.
See, that's why I like Marcus Keene so much, because Andrew wanted your personal point total, and you gave us the team point total. So you're a team guy through and through.
Oh, you want my point? I don't know how much I'm getting tomorrow. Whatever happens, happens.
Yo, whatever you do, don't make it like the Taiwanese championship game, please. Please, I beg of you.
Hey, and that's been on my mind too ever since this happened. That won't happen.
You know what's different about this game though than that game?
Huh.
Now you guys got Mo Creek, Mo Money, and that's the secret. That is the oil that makes the engine go.
That's my boy. Yes, it do. Yeah.
So I have a very important question. I want you to answer it honestly.
All right.
Do you think we're idiots when we interview you, or do you have fun coming on with us?
I have fun. I have hella fun. Y'all make me laugh, man. It's a good time with y'all. Yeah, y'all got good humor, so I like that.
Do you guys talk about us when you leave the interviews? They're like, these dudes are clowns.
We know y'all coming in. But we don't say nothing when we leave.
Did Eric Thompson hit the gym yet?
Yeah. We had optional shoot around at 5:30. He went down there, probably lifted some weights or something. I don't know.
All right. So I want to hear final little piece, little nugget, little piece of information, final comment from Marcus Keene about tomorrow's game. Last thing you want to say about it. Let's hear it.
Man, just be ready to lock in and watch a show. I know us and Sideline Cancer, we're going to come to play, and it's going to be a great game. I feel very confident we're going to come up with the win. I
think you cut out for a second. You said you're going to beat them by 30, and it's not even going to be close.
Y'all trying to hype stuff up, man. I'm not getting into that with you.
Marcus, before we let you go, God forbid we don't get to talk to you after the game tomorrow. Is there anything that you need to get off your chest and either ask us or tell us? Because we might not talk to you for a couple months.
Look, I ain't got nothing to say right now, so hopefully we talk to y'all tomorrow. We can finish it. We can have a good inner conversation.
It will be if we talk to you tomorrow, it will be very, very fun and very, very exciting. I can tell you that much.
For sure.
All right, Marcus Keene, thank you. Good luck tomorrow, but when this airs tonight, and we're rooting for you, but I guess we're also technically rooting for the other team too.
Yeah, we're not allowed to say that, but we're rooting for you, Marcus.
Right. Thank you, guys. See ya.
All right, thanks, man.
Man.